Little People Big World TORI Roloff pushed Zach to marry her? Hello viewers, I'm Sophia. If you like my video, please subscribe and stay tuned for new videos. LPBW alums Zach Roloff and TORI Roloff get candid. TLC fans who tuned in to listen to Season 2 of the Raising Heights podcast seemed pleased because they thought their hiatus meant the end of the new venture. Well, they're back and answering a lot of questions. For example, Matt Roloff's son dished out where he stands with his father at the moment. With Zach Roloff and his wife leaving the TLC show, their loyal fans can still see them on the podcast on YouTube. For those people who miss the kids, occasionally they join their mom and dad for a few seconds. While you won't see it on TV, fans heard that Layla is going for surgery to sort out her sleep apnea. However, Season 2, Episode 2 of the podcast also revealed the couple dishing about their love life. TORI Roloff pushed Zach to marry her. Little People Big World fans know that Zach proposed to his wife, TORI Roloff. TLC fans also know that they met when she worked on the farm, and they saw their wedding play out on the show. However, you might not know that a matchmaking co-worker pushed them together when she worked there in the pumpkin season. Once they started dating, Zach took forever to reach the proposal stage. LPBW fans might still be waiting for Zach Roloff to propose if TORI hadn't pushed him. In their podcast, they both talked about how shy they felt. TORI Roloff mentioned their first kiss and their first everything, which we will leave to your imagination. However, it seemed interesting to note that while Zach proposed in front of a camera, she was the one who pushed him to the aisle. Matt Roloff's son reluctant to marry. TORI's husband told fans that it was his girlfriend at the time who pushed for that walk down the aisle. He said, "I probably could have dated a little longer. I was totally cool dating and you were like, all right, let's get this show on the road." I'm like, oh okay, like already? We just started. In fairness to TORI Roloff, she did wait 4 years. The LPBW alum said, 4 years, that's a long time. I was waiting for it. I'm like, dude, I can't. Time is ticking, bro. I was sitting there like, well, hold on. I'm already 24 at this point. I got to get the show on the road. Thank goodness it worked out. Little People Big World's Zach Roloff reacts to rumors he's keeping kids away from Matt. Little People Big World star Zach Roloff put to rest a major rumor that he and his wife, TORI Roloff, are preventing his father Matt Roloff and mother Amy Roloff from being able to see their grandkids. Little People Big World Season 25, which recently aired its season finale after the Roloff family's reality show was off the air for over a year, felt like a farewell. Back in February, Zach and TORI announced they'd be leaving LPBW once the most recent season finished filming. There's speculation Little People Big World itself might be over. Even though Zach and TORI have left Little People Big World, they are still freely giving their thoughts on their reality TV fame via their podcast, Raising Heights. In the most recent episode of the podcast, Zach addressed rumors that he and TORI made a decision to separate their kids from Matt and Amy. There's none of that going on, he bluntly said. They're merely trying to raise their kids in the best way they can. He might have a toxic relationship with Matt, but according to Zach, that's not causing Matt not to see his grandkids. Zach Roloff admits relationship with Matt is not great. Even though Zach claims he's not meddling in his father's relationship with his grandchildren, the relationship Matt and Zach have with each other is still just as strained as ever, which the latter acknowledged on his podcast, saying, "It's not great. It's not existent, I guess." The filming ended, you can give yourself some space. Once Little People Big World Season 25 started airing several months later, it brought up some old wounds. The issues he and Matt have with each other have not been fixed. Zach then claimed he didn't do anything wrong, and that the feud stems from narcissism. Zach did mention on the podcast that there have been times he could have done better, which contradicted his earlier comment, but he didn't seem to want to take responsibility for any part he may have played in damaging his bond with Matt. Nothing has changed. So why would we re-engage with other members of the Roloff family? Everyone has a toxic relationship in their life, he added. Zach needed to step away from the toxicity, but critics on social media made the situation even worse, according to him. For his part, Matt recently said he's happy that Zach and Tori made the decision to leave Little People, Big World because the reality show comes with a lot of stress, especially when they're trying to raise kids on camera. Zach's father believes that their feud will eventually dissipate, and they'll be able to come back into each other's lives like before, but it will take time. Regardless of whether Little People, Big World continues, hopefully the father and son are able to put their differences aside and come to an understanding. Little People, Big World Jeremy Roloff fighting with demobilizing health issue. Little People, Big World Jeremy Roloff fighting with demobilizing health issue. Former Little People, Big World star Jeremy Roloff, whose last episode aired in 2019, continues to engage with fans through social media, sharing updates about his life with his wife, Audrey, and their growing family. Recently, Jeremy Roloff, who is soon to be a father of 4, opened up about a concerning health issue. On Tuesday, May 21, Jeremy posted a video on Instagram to discuss his ailment. "I'm going to talk about something I haven't talked about ever on the internet." The 34-year-old twin of Zach Roloff began. "Like many people my age, mid-30s, a couple kids, you're not doing the same active things you used to be doing that kept you in shape. So I have a personal goal. When I'm 35, I want to be in the best shape of my life. It flares up sometimes and completely demobilizes me," Jeremy explained, before standing up to show viewers that he physically couldn't straighten his back without wincing in pain. At the end of the video, Jeremy shared that he plans to try some new approaches to address the issue, but he also sought advice from his Instagram followers on effective methods for alleviating lower back pain. "It seems like it's possibly a classic case of mobility loss causing imbalances, and therefore improper muscular compensation that causes this," he noted in the caption. "Last time it happened, about a month ago, I had X-rays and MRIs to rule out any disc issues. All looked good." Jeremy also acknowledged the bad timing of his health issue, considering his and Audrey's 4th baby was due yesterday. In the comments, many followers recommended that Jeremy see a chiropractor. Others suggested physical therapy, yoga, dry needling, massage therapy, and more. One Instagram user wrote, "Stress. I know you might not think you have any, but you've had so much on your plate. It could very well be just stress." Another shared, "Sometimes a good old heating pad to get some relief while you figure it out, and definitely a chiropractor." Someone else suggested, "You need yoga. I am a yoga teacher and your hamstrings are overly tight." A supported shared, "I would look into Pilates on the reformer. I have clients who describe their back pain just like yours, and usually it's imbalance of the muscles from being overstrengthened and understretched. Make sure they teach authentic Joseph Pilates repertoire. I'm certain that this will support you in feeling the best and youthful you have felt in years. I see it all the time in my clients. Wishing you the best." With 3 children and a 4th due any day, on top of moving to a new house amid ongoing home renovations, Jeremy's life does sound pretty stressful at the moment. Hopefully, the former LPBW star will find relief soon. Little People, Big World's Zach Roloff gives update on relationship with dad Matt. It's no secret that a rift has formed between Matt Roloff and his adult kids. TLC viewers who tune into Little People, Big World have gotten a front row seat to the ongoing family drama. But recently, Zach Roloff offered an update on the relationship with his dad. On the May 23 episode of Zach and his wife Tori's podcast, Raising Heights, the father of 3 opened up about how things are going with his father. "How is your relationship with your dad?" Tori asked, reading a fan-submitted question. "Oh, it's not great," Zach replied. "It's not, like, existent, I guess." He continued, "The filming ended and you just kind of give yourself some space. But then the show airs 6 months later. It kind of brings up some old wounds. Tori explained that some viewers don't realize that episodes sometimes air nearly 1 year after filming. And so it's like a lot of this dust has actually settled, she said. And it's just recently that it's brought back up. Zach added, "The dust has settled, but nothing has been fixed or anything. And stuff comes out on social media, and you realize that, people are thinking the same thing." On LPBW, Zach's mom, Amy Roloff, sold her half of Roloff Farms to her ex-husband. Instead of giving a portion of the property or selling it at a reduced price to any of his children, Matt looked into listing the property before turning the big house into a short-term rental. Hard feelings were compounded by distance after Zach and Tori moved out of state with their children. Tori also cleared up a misconception that she and Zach are withholding their children from seeing certain family members. "There's none of that going on," she said. "That's all just internet drama. Adult relationships are very complicated, unfortunately, especially family." In February, Zach and Tori revealed they would not return to Little People, Big World after season 25. The finale aired in April, and the future of the TLC series is still uncertain.